Hey YouTube. Well, I'm doing this video because I was reading a comment. I know you shouldn't respond to comments. Sometimes you just ignore things, and I would happily have done that. Only they said that Australians were weak because we handed over our gun rights and we're a nation that rolls over. This was their words. I strongly disagree with all of that because that's not the case. Okay. Number one, we didn't give up anything, all right? The way we view life in Australia is not the same as how you view it in America, okay? In America, having your civil rights is more important than a human life. Sorry, but that's just how, from an outsider, that's how I see it. I'm not trying to diss Americans, I'm just saying that's how I see it. View it however you want. Okay. The way we see it here, though, is the idea that somebody can have automatic weapons or semi-automatic weapons without a justified reason is ridiculous. All right. The idea. Okay. First up, our rights are not more important than a human life, okay? Human life, when you break things down, when you really, really, really look at things from an adult perspective and stop being juvenile about it, all right? Human life is the most important thing, right, on this planet. We're sentient. We're aware of what we do and what we don't do. And we need to be given the chance to live so that we can potentially see our best and make a better impact on this world. Killing takes that away. That's gone. Once somebody dies, that's gone. It means literally nothing after that because they can't do anything more. They're dead. They can't help anyone anymore. They can't better their life. They can't better the lives of people around them. All right? And having a gun that can take a life in seconds. And look, I get it from other people who want the right to protect themselves. That's how they see guns. We don't see that in Australia because we're not there to enforce the law. Okay, that's the police are there for. That's not our job as a citizen. Our job is not, you can protect your life with whatever means. I'm sure the courts would understand if you had no choice, okay? Nobody's denying that. And nobody would argue that. If that's what happened, it would just be like, okay, fair enough. But to say that we roll over, no. Okay, so this is something that people out there that would comment on that and say that we were a nation united, not a nation divided, a nation united on a unanimous decision that we didn't want semi-automatic weapons and automatic weapons in the hands of citizens because there was no need. That was it. And for the most part, it has worked, hasn't it? Because we don't see lots of people being killed by guns. We don't see that. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't have guns or anything. I'm just saying that, of course not. What I'm saying is, the average person does not need an AR-15, okay? They don't. They don't need that. What are they going to use it for? Name something where you would need that over anything. Like if you're hunting, why would you want to burn through a 30-round clip to shoot a deer or an elk or whatever it is that you got in America? You wouldn't. You just want to use one round. And so I mean, I really don't. I don't know why that would be confusing. And as for a nation rolling over and being weak, I will have you know that in the last 20 years, Australia has actually grown in strength. I'm not talking about just military, okay? I'm talking about economically. I'm talking about politically. I'm talking about universally, like culturally. Everything you could imagine. We have been improving in strides. People's lives are getting better. There isn't a divide of racial, what have you, you know. People work here. We're all equal under God, you know what I'm saying? Like, there isn't, nobody's more important than another person. It's not communism, all right? I know that. But no, realistically, no. People are not more important than each other. We don't view things like that. At least the average person. I don't know about rich people or poor people, like really poor people, or maybe, I don't know. There's always going to be that in society. There always will. I'm not here to debate that. That's all I'll tell you is the world is not fair. You got to get used to the rules that we live in, and just learn to live in the system that we've got, and maybe play the game, the way of life that that benefits you and the people around you. That's all you can do, and maybe you'll be better off for it. But yeah, look, we don't roll over for everything. There just wasn't a fight there, okay? So for people, I can tell you, 1996 when they did this law, I was 11 years old, all right? I remember seeing on the television the madman in Tasmania who decided to shoot a bunch of people for no reason, and he didn't have a reason. He didn't have any. There was no reason for anything he did. Okay, and then after that, they enacted the rule and the laws, and we all just went, you know what? We don't want that to happen again. And I can tell you, as what I remember back then, seeing all those people getting shot, I didn't want to see that again. Who wants to see that? Who wants that? Nobody. Nobody with a sound mind would ever want that. So we had to do something, and that's what we chose to do, and it worked. I would say it worked. Look, I'm not saying that crazy people don't get guns. Of course they do. Of course they do. But what I'm saying is they don't have weapons that can obliterate, 20 or 30 people in the span of 1 to 3 seconds, They don't have that ability. And they never needed that ability. So I would say to all the naysayers and haters out there of Australia's gun laws, think about it as this. We saw a problem. We acted in common sense. That solved the problem. Okay? That's it. So, if you think we're weak for that, I think you need to take a good reflection on yourself and your moral compass about what's really important in life. And I already said it in this video. So if you haven't picked up on what I said, there's nothing I can do for you. So, that's it. Peace.